It's time for another Scrawlr Box. Hey everyone, it's Zzoffer and I am back with another Scrawlr Box. So this is the box for the month of November. If you want to check out my previous unboxings, you can click the link in the card. Thank you so much to Scrawlr Box for sending this box to me. Now let's get into it. This is a heavy one, so I wonder what's inside. I hope it's not colored pencils. No! Here, okay, never mind. I see purple. More purple, more purple, more purple. Goodbye. Oh. Okay, so here are the supplies that are in this month's box. We have the featured artist. The print looks like this. And here is their information if you would like to check them out. Other than that, we have a pencil, some gouache, and I don't know what this is, but I think we should find out together. So let's get to swatching. No. Oh wait, wrong one. Never mind. Here we go. Everything's perfect. Everything's absolutely great. Oh my god. I think we were supposed to get a brush, but I only got part of the brush. Oh my god. Is that right? Did they just not include the whole brush for me? Wait, I'm gonna check inside of the gouache set to see if it might be in there. No! So, I guess we'll have to supply our own brush this month because mine is incomplete. Anyway, so this pencil is a Lyra Robinson. It's a 3B. It is a 3B, so it is a bit soft for me. I prefer HBs. Next up we have this Coom eraser, and it has a barcode on it, so if you want to go ahead and scan it to see how much it would cost, feel free. So let's see. Oh no. Ooh, no. Yeah, this isn't working very well. I don't know if it's the pencil or the eraser or the combination of the two. I'm going to grab my own eraser and see. Yeah, no, okay, it's the pencil. Ooh. This is gonna be a mess. Just see how it does with my kneadable eraser really quick. Okay, so that seems to work a bit better. Maybe we'll cheat and use a kneadable eraser, because this and that, no thank you. So these are Daler-Rowney Aqua Fine Gouache, or opaque watercolor, and this is alizarin crimson hue. And we have a red, or sorry, excuse me, alizarin crimson. If y'all haven't seen my video where I talk about how I don't like color names, go check it out. We have cobalt blue hue, some cadmium yellow hue, we have some portrait pink, ivory black, and titanium white, or titanium white as our dear friend Bob Ross would say it. So let's swatch all of these. I've never ever tried gouache before, so I have no idea what is the best way to do it. I'm gonna use my dirty water because I can't be bothered to get some clean water. So let's just do it savage style and put the paint straight onto the paper, because we don't got time for palettes here. Please don't judge my dirty water cup. He's very insecure about himself. Okay, so this looks beautiful. I have no idea how to use it, but the color looks so smooth and vibrant, and I love it. It is so very nice. Okay, it's hard to blend it. I don't know if that's the paper or if you're just not meant to blend it in this way. Maybe I should be a smart person and start swatching on the actual paper that Scrawlr Box provides like everyone else does, but I'm just so stingy with everything that I'm like, if I can have 2 pieces of paper to draw on, I will do it. I've actually rarely ever drawn on both pieces of paper from a Scrawlr Box. I just save them. I have this folder that I put them into and then they just stay there until I eventually need a piece of paper that size. See, again, it's kind of like weirdly, what do you call it, reactivating, and then it's making this weird like line in between the two parts. So maybe this is not the way you're supposed to do it. Black. Oh, I actually kind of like this effect where it fades into the more grayish tone. And there's no reason to swatch out the white, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and pick it up, and then we'll mix it with some of the red, maybe. We can put that over here. Oh, and see, now it's more opaque, which is, I think, what you're supposed to be able to achieve with gouache, is that you can put it down like watercolor like this, but you can also put it down more opaque. Wonder what would happen if we... Oh, okay. See? Opaque! Anyway, so now that I have attempted to mix some colors and work a bit with the gouaches, is what they're called. Ha 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 ha. I think I'm gonna try and sketch out something that we can put this onto, and we'll see what happens. And before I forget all about it, the prompt for this month is Face of Emotion. So let's make something with that prompt. That one right here. Haha. So this prompt is one of those prompts that you can kind of almost do whatever really and it still fits. So I decided to just draw a portrait. Cop out? No, never. So I found this picture on Pinterest of a girl with her hand in front of her face, and it's like all emotion-y and artsy fartsy bullshit. So I decided to draw that because I felt like there was some sort of emotion to this picture. I guess like really any picture of a face would be a face that had emotion, so you could pretty much get away with just drawing any face you wanted to. Personally, I really like faces that have this emotion of, what do you call it, kind of like wonder but also emptiness. Does that make any sense at all? It's like a feeling of like nothing. I love the feeling of nothing. Nothing is the best feeling. Emptiness. So that's kind of what I felt like this was conveying, but then also something like weird and whimsical with the hand in front of the eye. And I know that I'm getting really, really artsy fartsy now. That was not my my intention. You know how much I don't like to be artsy fartsy. So it was like that on one hand, and then on the other hand I was like, oh, that's a really pretty girl, I'm a drawer. So it's like a mix of those two, yeah? So I just kind of jumped straight ahead into this picture without really knowing how to use gouache or what I really wanted for it. So it was a lot of trial and error. A lot of error, actually. Error. That's a very hard word to say. I challenge you to right now say the word error without making an error. Haha. So funny. Anyway. I am drawing her skin in pink, and then I'm gonna do her shirt in blue and the background in yellow. And those are the primary colors, basically, which is what we were supplied with. So I felt like I wanted to kind of stick to that color scheme. I also kind of wanted to have a bit of like a messy painterly texture to the rendering of this. But I'm not sure that I succeeded 100% in that, because every time that I would try and go in and make more like brush strokey, weird random shapes, I would always be like, no, and then try and blend them out as soon as they were there. So then it ended up being more of like a smooth gradiented render style, which is kind of sad, but you know, it's my first gouache painting, so I think it's okay that I stuck more to like a safe zone. I've never really been good at painting, like in any medium, acrylics or oils or watercolor, even digitally. I don't know, I just find it very tedious to have to render out the shadows in that way. I can do it with pencil. It doesn't bother me with pencil to like do gradients and shadows and rendering. But with paints, it's just, I always feel like the medium is fighting me, if that makes sense. And I know that I've said this in multiple videos where I'm painting, that I just feel like it's trying to work against me. Like it's not very natural to me to apply the paint, and maybe it's because I just haven't done it enough and I just don't really know how the mediums work, but it's just really, really hard for me. The nice thing about these gouache paints, as opposed to a lot of other paints, is that they actually don't take that long to dry. And I always complain about drying time when I do a painting video. And you guys always tell me, oh, you can just use a hairdryer. And the thing is, I don't have a hairdryer, so thank you so much for the suggestions. I would if I could, but I don't have one. But for this, I was kind of able to apply paint to one area and then go to a different one while I waited for the first one to dry, and then once I was done with the next one, the first one would be dry again, so I could go back to it. So it actually didn't really bother me all that much. And I'm kind of low-key afraid to say it, but I think I had fun with this. Even though it didn't turn out the way that I imagined it to in my head, I think that it still turned out pretty good for my first gouache painting. And I wasn't like super angry or frustrated throughout this whole process. It was like a pretty easy, like I sketched a thing and then I painted it and then I was done with it. And I had a good time. Maybe part of that was also the spontaneity that I had going into this. I just sketched straight onto the piece of paper like I talk about a lot. I usually plan out my drawings in my sketchbook and then I transfer it to a bigger piece of paper. But for this I was like, you know what? Scrawlr boxes are for experimentation. I'm just gonna jump straight into it. So I did that and I'm so proud of myself. I've said it before, but I want to get a lot looser with my art. And I really think that I'm doing a good job of that. Ooh, and here comes the fun part. So I went in and filled the background in yellow, and I left her hair white. I mean, she has a bit of shading in her hair just to indicate some sort of depth, I guess. But yeah, I went in and filled it all in with yellow in the background, and her hair is just white, like a color block, and I'm like, ah, so cool. I really like it. Who knows, maybe in the future I'll make another gouache painting. Please don't hold me to that, but I will consider it. Anyway, that's about it for this video. So here is the finished artwork. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of it. And thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I hope to see you guys later.